Hello everyone, so this is going to be the next daily run. So this is going to be a skill power liner again, but this time we're going through extreme instead of going through normal to really test how far this can go. Honestly, pretty good start. Skill wise, we're going to be running our usual fire larger missile. I still think this is going to be his highest burst option, so we want to make sure we have this straight away. And then we managed to find a bit of cooldown for it. Not the greatest for the skills, but we decided Mercy, Converge Energy Skill Module, Critical Power Shield, Special Charge Module. We managed to find Status Effect Target, and we've managed to pick up a Critical Box. We managed to find a nice Crasher as well, which has Skill Power and another Special Charge Module on it. And yes, these do have independent cooldowns, so we have ways of getting multiple resets on our skills now. And there's a Critical Power Magazine for after the boss. So this is, honestly, relic-wise, pretty good. Cannot complain. I'm just a little bit worried about our lineup because we do have this annoying Mantis, so this first planet might take a bit. And then we've got some tankier bosses towards 7 and 6, so we'll see. We have a Crasher in our hand right now. Once we find a, what's it called? This is why I didn't want this boss. Once we find, the 100% critical wire upgrade, then we'll be dropping the Crasher in favor for anything that rolls better in terms of skills. But honestly, this is a pretty good base damage for us. It's got skill power, it's got a special charge module. We're likely going to be keeping this unless something gross rolls. I really hate this boss, man. This is like a speedrunner's worst nightmare for a boss. Unless you're playing something like Jungler, and you can just one bang it instantly. This boss just sucks for trying to kill it really fast, but lo and behold, it's out the way, and nearly an entire minute on the first planet. That's tragic. But this isn't a speedrun, this is more just to see how well it'll be able to kill Protean. When I'm doing tests for builds, the first thing I do is I want to get to Protean with an ideal lineup, with an ideal setup, sorry. I don't really care about the bosses going up to it. Protean is the crux of all the runs, so he's always going to be the last boss, the tankiest boss, and the longest one to kill. So if I can kill Protean quick with the build, then I know if I have an ideal setup, an ideal lineup, then it's going to be pretty good for speedrunning. So you're kind of just witnessing that. Now is me getting to Protean just to test this. Giant's Neck afterwards. Still haven't seen Crit Wire, so weapons don't really matter. Now I am sick, unfortunately, so that's what you're hearing right now. It's unfortunate what happens when you just spend most of your time in a hospital all day. It's like you just seem to catch illnesses, which is ironic. Like, you're catching illnesses in the place that people go to get rid of illnesses. That would be really nice if we actually had Crit Wire, but oh well. So yeah, I'm going to sound a little stuffy and a little under the weather. Now, the World of Warcraft expansion's coming out tonight, so I will try to get daily uploads out still, but there might be a day or two where I miss it in the coming weeks, just because of the fact, like, World of Warcraft is my main game. Although you won't see it on the channel, I am a competitive raider, so whenever a new raid tier comes out, I pretty much have to disappear for like almost a month, or however long it's going to be at the time, just for the race to world first clearance, and then afterwards life resumes. Is how I make my livelihood, so it has to take priority, unfortunately. I was toying with picking up 300% wire or the 100% upgrade for the missile launcher there, but wire does pretty good damage, so we're going to take the wire, dodge this, and then burst with this. Now we're on this phase, so we're going to dodge off the spines, just make sure to immune by dodging over towards the boss. Almost skipped a phase. It's fine if it knocks us down. Oh, he went a lot further than I was anticipating with that roll. Roll down, missile up. Then he's got one more of these phases. We're going to fire out missiles now and kill him. I don't know what it is with this map, but if a weapon drops over here, you can't ever see it. Pick up this reactive. Can't afford the poison, but that's fine. Poison would have been nice, because poison would have helped us on Protean. If this damage ends up being lacking, then poison reactor will pretty much carry the majority of the DPS, like the throughput DPS. We're gonna take the crate's path back and forth. This is actually pretty good burst in a skill build. Still no crit wire, so I'm gonna roll, get skill and mag afterwards. I need to remember I don't have CC immunity. There's that burst from that wire I was on about. You could see it as the guy was charging through. He just basically lost all his health in just the wire. Pick up skill and mag. I'm going to pick up freeze reactor. It's going to be nice with our status effect target going forward. It's going to work on every planet apart from Arctic Gear and the Origin members, so it's a 50% multiplier on 6, 7, and 9 at least. Still no crit wire, huh? Well, we're going to pick up this in case we see retail. Recharge is going to be great, so we're going to save for that. Activate module. Then we're just going to come to the middle section here, so that way we can stand between the ice waves. If you ever want to feel like where the safe part is, pretty much if you can line yourself up with this blue, this darker blue section here, then you're pretty much in the safe zone for the laser phase. And then all you have to do is perfect dodge away, and then come back to it. And you're pretty much always going to be safe as long as you're in this kind of like rectangular square of dark ice. See if we can push. We did not manage to push. I have a sneeze brewing. Oh lord. The new affix has arrived. Oh, fuck the alerts. The sneeze is the deadly part of this encounter. Let's see if we can get some burst out here. As you see there, the independent resets from the special charge module actually just let us use missiles 3 times in a row. This is the beauty of when you find special charge module on a weapon as well. It's you can get some pretty dirty bursts coming out. I'm honestly hoping that we see crit wire now, so we can start looking at weapons as well as a way of gaining damage. Otherwise, we're going to have to run this crasher all the way. Now, I could start with crit wire, but I found in a skill build, running crit wire as your starting skill is not the best damage for a skill-based build. So I'm trying to see if this is the way, basically. Let's roll once more. No big... Oh, that's bleed reactor. We'll get bleed reactor after this fight then. It won't help us on Medusa, but it's going to help us on planet 8 and 9. Dodge down. And here you can see where the freeze reactor's coming in at clutch, and it's just making this fight so much easier for us, as well as just giving us that extra damage. Now, I should have waited really a couple of seconds so we could have alerts coming into like so we could have the alert proc, but it should be okay against like Medusa. If I stand close to Medusa, they should spawn around me, which I should be able to then just kill them with a missiles anyway, so it'd be okay. It's just I don't want them to clip me and make me waste my mercy. Not gonna buy petrification reactor. We're not gonna buy petrification reactor. So on builds like this, when you don't have a defense shred in your kit, you do not want to be picking up petrification reactor, as it's gonna add armor to the boss. Like if I can somehow, there we go. If I press this, you can see here, and increase their defense by 30%. This is banned if we don't have a way of reducing defense, as we're just making bosses tankier and harming our damage overall. Yes, we're going to be getting a 50% multiplier, but we don't want to mess with our overall damage output. Nothing great here. I'm going to take shield module just to be safe, keep our critical power shield up at all times. Now I'm going to come in here, and whilst it's doing its animation, just immediately burst everything onto it. I forgot to shoot the crasher, but it's okay. And then we're going to dodge backwards. Wait for missiles, and then they should all die to the missiles. Apart from Billy here, who decided to just you know, be a rebel and not listen to and not follow the same path as his family. Don't be a Billy. And you can see that freeze reactor is making us be able to skip some phases now, and it's becoming really, really helpful to us. Now, after it's done its lasers, it's probably going to try and summon some ads. Oh, it did not. That caught me off guard. I thought it was about to start summoning the little guys. I guess it's because we skipped the phase. The game just said otherwise. No, we don't want that. Weapon power doesn't interest us. Now, I'm not going to lie. In terms of content for this game, I'm really running out of things that I could show. I could show like random builds, like meme builds, like sword liner is still one that I'm going to try and do eventually, like get a sword build at extreme and run it to the end and show you the pitfalls and how good swords can be. But I'm not quite sure what else to do. I might end up doing runs on like liner or something like that, showing off how good each weapon can and can't be, but that's obviously very depending on how good the weapon rolls in the first place. Just to show you the problems with the power gaps between weapons. Now, I should have bought the health before rolling, but it's whatever. We just picked up probably one of the best upgrades for skill build, which is the increased AoE and duration. This is going to help a lot on Protean. So we're going to wait back here, activate module, dash down, fire out our tripwire, fire out the second tripwire, and missile again. Not having Mercy active is definitely hurting us here. Don't ask what the music is. I've honestly just got a DMCA free playlist on and I have no idea what's playing anymore. It sounds like I haven't listened to the lyrics at all, but it sounds Christmassy, so we'll stick with it. It is coming around to that time again, so like that time of year again, so you know. Okay, never mind. It's no longer Christmassy. It's gone full hippie. I apologize. Oh, can't afford the heal. Probably bother to wait around. So we're going to wait for him to start jumping. He did not jump, so we're just going to place everything now. Let's get some damage going out. Big bleed proc. Dodge the jab that's about to happen. Bleed proc again. Let's get the perfect dodge going here in a second. There we go. It's going to backflip away from us, I would hope. Yep. And then we're going to try and bait it towards the wall, and then we're going to juke right. Unfortunately, it's got a super armor bug. You can tell because there's only minus symbols next to numbers, so not the plus symbols that we should be getting. So far, it seems okay. Like, I know he's not exactly melting right now, but we haven't had Mercy this entire fight. That is a lot of damage that we're missing. We didn't have any great weapons. Skill upgrades weren't fantastically ordered either. Although that doesn't really matter when you get to Protean. It's mainly because of the fact he's super armor bug that this is happening right now. You'll really see the damage once we get to the last phase. And he loses the super armor. Now we have our Mercy. Go push him into the last phase, save our cooldowns. Wait for him to jump around, count 6 times and then jump off the balls. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect dodge. And then drop everything on him. Get back to the middle, count 6 times again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, did not hit the ball. That's not how video games work. He's got attack speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the things to look out for when the alerts proc is if he gets attack speed or movement speed, you need to count faster because he's going to jump around the room faster than usual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is pretty much the pan. As long as you get the rule of 6 down is what I call it, then you'll pretty much be able to kill him no matter what happens here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that is not the jumps around the rooms are. 4, 5, 6. Well, it was memey. The potential's there. I could feel it. Could be better, could be worse. I don't know. That's what I have to do. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. Try it out for yourselves. It's not exactly the greatest build, but I mean the early planet bursts are quite fun. If you have an insane run going, it's probably pretty good, but this seems to be kind of its limit, considering the fact like we got most of the upgrades. We didn't get crit damage on acceleration module, which obviously doesn't help. But we had every module up, every missile upgrade. We had all the wire upgrades that matter. Yeah, we didn't get crit wire. Crit wire would have been nice. That way we could have picked up more weapons with better skill power, etc. And crit damage on perfect dodge, as you saw there on the last phase, you have opportunities to perfect dodge. So yeah, relic wise, can't really complain. Extra and power chip would have been nice, but this is pretty much as good as it gets. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next one.